Good morning, YouTube. You're on my commute to work this morning. I got a beautiful panoramic view of the sunrise. Today we're going to discuss hearing protection. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the bell so you get notified of any new videos that come up. If you have any comments, go ahead and comment below. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and leave a suggestion. If you have any critiques, just make sure that they're positive and it's something I can grow from. Every morning when I wake up, I love to have that first cup of coffee, smelling that coffee being brewed, having that great taste of that coffee, getting to wake up, go outside, hear the birds chirp, see a beautiful sunrise just like I did the other morning. And when you get on the motorcycle, you get that panoramic view of the sunrise. Just like when I leave work some days, I can look out there and I have that beautiful panoramic view of the sun setting. And you know, these are things that we often take for granted because we're just used to every day. It's just become second nature to us that we are able to wake up and smell something that's like coffee that's being brewed. It's been put on the timer. You smell it first thing. That alarm clock wakes you up. You're able to hear it in the morning. You wake up, you look over to your better half and you see how beautiful she is. It's just being able to see, being able to hear, being able to taste, being able to touch, being able to do all these wonderful things. We take some of that for granted. Today I am going to discuss hearing protection. Now I'm not going to go into a full detailed product review of different products. I'm not going to endorse a particular product. There are different types of hearing protection that you can use under the helmet. Ryan Fortnine goes into a great detail of the different types of hearing protection that he's used and some that he has product reviewed. MC Ryder has a video out on just the three basic. One was the foam, which most people use. Then there's the custom fit earplugs, where they put some kind of material in your ear and it custom fits to your ear canal. And then there's these high definition or high fidelity, I'm not sure what they call them. It's got a filter in it. It's made of this silicone and it reduces the decibels, but you can still hear some of the conversational tones. So when do you need to be wearing hearing protection? A lot of people sit there and say, oh, well, I don't need it. My motorcycle's not loud. I don't have loud pipes. I don't sit there and blare my radio, so I really don't need it. A lot of people think that. But even in a full face helmet like I'm wearing right now, there can be up to 100 decibels of wind alone. That's not me turning on a radio and having speakers blare in my ear. That's not the fact that I've got these loud pipes on. It's just wind alone, and that's inside of a full face helmet. Most of us Harley guys or our cruiser guys, we like to ride with the wind in our face and having that open face helmet, whether it be a half helmet, a three-quarter helmet, a skid lid, a mushroom top, whatever that you prefer to wear, and some just a do-rag. We like to feel that wind in our face, and I get that. I wear a full face helmet because one, I'm doing these vlogs, but two, I've seen some accidents and I prefer to keep my face intact. But you run a risk of a higher decibel level because you don't have that full face helmet on and something covering your ears. So what's the rule of thumb when talking about when I need to have hearing protection? If you're in a crowd of people, or say you're in a area where there's some ambient noises, any type of noise, and you're trying to hold a conversation with somebody 3 feet away from you, if you have to raise your voice just so the two of you can be heard, you need hearing protection. I'm a former Marine. I've been on the gun range without hearing protection, shooting M16s, M60s, the SAW, 50 caliber machine gun, Mark 19, throwing grenades, all of that without hearing protection. I've gone to rock concerts, metal concerts, all different types of loud concerts. I've played in rock and roll bands. I've played in very loud bands. I've played in marching bands right there beside the drums every Friday night, every Saturday morning when I played in the marching band with my college. Never did I wear hearing protection. I rode probably for 10 years on my motorcycle and never wore hearing protection. One day I woke up and I heard this really odd sound in my left ear, and it just was kind of like a hum, almost like you go to the AM station on your radio and you hear this kind of a staticky sound, and mix that with something that sounds like somebody blowing in your ear. That's what I heard that morning. And that had been good. I let that go on for probably a good 6 months, where I just heard this weird sound in my left ear. Then all of a sudden I started hearing a very high pitch sound in both ears. One day I decided I was going to call somebody on a landline. Now, most of us use cell phones and we don't know what a dial tone is. But on a landline, when you first pick it up, you hear a dial tone. I took that phone, put it to my left ear, and I thought the phone was broken because I didn't hear the dial tone. So I hung it up, I picked it back up, and I put it back to my left ear, still heard no dial tone. Needless to say, I stuck it to my right ear, and yes, there was a dial tone. I have lost a certain frequency or certain frequencies in my left ear. I can't hear those frequencies at all anymore. I have a constant ring, hum in my ear, high-pitched ring in both ears, and this weird, really weird hum in my left ear, and I will live with that for the rest of my life. Most of that, I would say, is because I didn't wear the proper hearing protection. So I urge you, find something to put in your ears that will protect you from hearing loss and protect you from tinnitus. That ringing and that humming in my ear that I will live with for the rest of my life, that's called tinnitus. And I can tell you, tinnitus sucks. When I go to bed at night and I lay my head on that pillow, I still hear that constant ring in my ear and that constant hum. I can't get it out. Now, I've tried a lot of different things to use while riding my motorcycle now that I've got this hearing issue, to protect what hearing I do have left. I've tried lots of different things. I've tried earbuds so I can listen to music while riding as well. I will go ahead and tell you that noise canceling earbuds is not hearing protection. It's noise canceling. It does not reduce the decibel level. It may reduce a little bit, but it's not for protection. I've tried the little foamies, and I actually sleep with those now. But the bad thing about some of these hearing protection things is that it can actually push the earwax into your ear and compact it. So every once in a while, go to your doctor, make sure they check your ears if you're constantly using these foamies, because it will eventually compact your ear. The good thing about a foamy, the foam style that you twist and put in your ear, the good thing about that is you can buy thousands of them really cheap, and they're disposable. If you just grab a handful of them, put them in your pocket, if you lose one, you haven't lost much. The next thing is if you want something that's a little more custom to your ear, you can go and get the custom ones made for you. But the bad thing about getting custom ones made is they're extremely expensive, and if you don't like it, there's really no way you can take it back. Then there's also the silicone style earplugs. These are the kinds I really like. I really like the silicone. You can wash the silicone and reuse them. Unlike the foamies, you really can't wash those and reuse them. I like the silicone because there's a company out there that has actually made earbuds out of these silicone earplugs. They cancel about 26 decibels, which is about average. An earplug should cancel out about 26 decibels to about 31 decibels. So 26 decibels that's being canceled in my ear, and they have provided a way that I can still listen to music. The name of the company is Plug Phone. I believe it's spelled Plugphone, and they're not a very expensive company. It's the same amount that you would probably pay for any decent pair of earbuds. I wouldn't consider these as earbuds because they're really a plug that has been drilled out to allow for the music to come through. And I actually am wearing those plug phones right now. I actually stumbled across them on Blockheads page. If you ever visit Blockhead's YouTube channel and you go down into his descriptions, he has an Amazon site, and he has these plug phones on his Amazon site. So if you want to know how to get them, that's the best way. If you want to look into some of those neat little silicone earplugs that have the filters in them, check out MC Ryder. He in the description of his, he will give you a way to purchase those. And Ryan F9 on his product review of the different ear plugs that he did, he actually has a description on that video that he did, and he may have the way to purchase some of those as well. I will say that the one that he thought was probably the best were the actual foam style, which is probably very true for a lot of people, but it's really up to what you feel comfortable with. No matter what you do, get something to protect your hearing, because hearing loss sucks, especially if you're somebody like me that has a degree in music, enjoys music, and that's my entire life is music, listening to it, making it, and that's just what I enjoy in life, is to be able to have music around me. There's certain tones I just can't hear anymore, only because I didn't protect my hearing. Also, tinnitus really sucks, so protect your hearing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell to get notified when new videos come up. Until next time, ride safe and always get back home.